To set this up, I'm going to be on one knee. That's going to be the outside knee. So in this case, my right knee here. And then ideally you have something stable that I can post against with the arm that's not performing the pulling action. So in this case, I have a bench. If you don't have a setup that allows for this, then you can just post that hand on the front knee there. So I can just post my left hand on my left knee if I didn't have the bench. Now I want to lean a little bit forward and I want to glide the hips forward so that I find a little stretch on the front side of that hip for that knee that's on the ground. And I want to try to match my trunk angle to roughly the same angle as that cable that's pulling. So this functions more as like an overhead pull rather than a horizontal pull. Then to initiate, I'm going to allow that cable to pull me nice and long as I turn my shoulders, get a nice good twist. I'm going to rotate my palm up towards the ceiling as I go into my stretch. I want to find my longest but strongest position here, finding a stretch maybe in that lat or side of the body down into the hip flexor. And then to initiate that pull, I'm going to pull that shoulder blade into my back pocket. I'm going to start to turn my shoulders back square, and I'm going to finish with a nice strong squeeze so that my hand finishes in front of the shoulder there. I shouldn't feel any pinching at the top of the shoulder when I do this motion, especially when I get into my stretch. If you do experience a pinch, then you can just take some of the trunk angle out of the movement, meaning I can be a little more vertical so that pulling action isn't as aggressive overhead. It's a little more kind of 45 degrees. So we're working good trunk rotation, getting to a nice lengthened position, synchronizing that pulling action with that trunk twist, getting a nice good squeeze at the bottom of that pull there. Only go into as much rotation as you feel good. Shouldn't feel any pressure or pain in the back or anything. It should be all like stretch across the lat and hip flexor.